Artificial intelligence. Some people believe that it's one of the biggest threats facing humanity in the coming years, with seriously intelligent people like Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking claiming that AI can and will spell the end for humanity should we let it get too advanced. However, it seems like this is progressing even faster than we could have planned for, because today we're going to talk about the biggest challenge for humanity in the future: artificial intelligence generated influencers. That's right, artificial influencers. Somebody got the AI acronym wicked wrong and replaced intelligence with influencer. The worrying part is, though, that not only were they successful, but the artificial influencers are doing better than most real people posting online. Today we're going to be talking about Rozy.gram, the most publicly successful artificial influencer out there today on Instagram. But before we get too into the details, let me just remind you to bring out your inner Skynet and absolutely destroy that like button with extreme prejudice. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you decimate that button as well. Thanks. Now let's get talking about the artificial influencers. Meet Rozy, the first of Korea's virtual influencers. That is South Korea, not North Korea, because as far as I can tell, she's not a communist. Well, don't meet her, because she's not actually real. That's right, every one of these photos that you're seeing right now, they are not real. In fact, I'm not even sure if I should be saying that they're available on her Instagram or its Instagram. How are we supposed to refer to an artificial intelligence? Anyway, there's hundreds of these photos on Rozy's Instagram, which is Rozy.gram, if you want to check out more for yourself. It's crazy, right? If you came across these photos on your feed, you'd have no idea that this person was fake. Just like completely made up and controlled by a bunch of business dudes in suits in some office building somewhere in South Korea. I wouldn't even be surprised if they ran a poll on her followers and a large portion of them didn't even realize that Rozy wasn't a real girl. Rozy has amassed over 100,000 followers on Instagram, which is 98,500-ish followers more than I have subscribers on this YouTube channel at the time of writing, which is crazy because unlike Rozy, I'm actually real. At least I think I am anyway. What if I'm just an AI as well? You guys wouldn't have any way to tell, would you? Feel free to let me know in the comments if you suspect I might not be real. It would come as a surprise to me for sure, but if I was an AI, would I even know about it? Does Rozy even know that she's not real? Well, probably, because the way that I think this is working, Rozy isn't an actual AI, she's just an avatar generated by some AI, which is being controlled by some dudes somewhere. As in, I doubt that the AI itself is posting on the Instagram account. I think it's producing the photographs that are then being put onto the Instagram account by the suits. But that doesn't really stop it from being a really unsettling thing to happen, right? I mean, look at her Instagram bio. It's just the kind of creepy stuff I would expect from a dystopian AI. Earth emoji, I am the only one. Movie emoji thing. Flex emoji. Dress emoji. Followed by down arrow emoji. I could be everyone. Plain emoji? Music emoji. What does that mean? Are we all Rozy? Is this some kind of meta play to convince the reader that they are in the Matrix? Are we living in a simulation? Who knows? What I do know is that I'm seriously jealous of the bag that Rozy is earning. That's right, she's making some serious moolah. So much money. What I do know is that according to one of her creators, Saida CEO Bak Seung-yeok, which I'm fairly sure I mispronounced, so I apologize for that, he said, she has landed more than 100 sponsorships now, but we have not been able to process them yet. We have achieved our goal profit for now, and I think Rozy will be able to make more than 1 billion South Korean won by the end of this year. 1 billion South Korean won is, according to my calculations, a little bit under $848,000. I mean, sure, that's probably a pre-tax number, but still, is it that easy? I mean, for example, take this channel. I've been running this channel for a few years as kind of a hobby. It has a couple fairly large view count videos and has been doing pretty well, even though I had to take a lot of time off this year due to my appendix deciding to try and torpedo my entire body and cause me to literally almost die. But still, I mean, I've made a grand total of $0 from this channel so far. Actually, I'm probably losing money by doing it, but it is one of my favorite hobbies besides my fish tanks, so I keep on chugging. So think about that for a minute. If the average individual can put in all sorts of time into growing a YouTube channel, an Instagram page, a Twitch channel, any social media you can think of, and has steady but slow growth over years worth of time, we might soon see that all of those creators who are doing everything over a long period of time are overshadowed by the threat of artificial influencers. I mean, hear me out. I know that sounds very, they're coming for our gerbs, but in reality, if they can make over $800,000 from sponsorships from a fake person, I wouldn't be surprised to see large companies pop up that churn out hundreds of these virtual influencers every year. And with these fake influencers not being real people, they don't have the same constraints that normal people do. They don't need to worry about their health, running out of time, them having other obligations that might affect their online presence, nothing. So while every other influencer is out there trying to, grow over time and has to deal with these things, the artificial one doesn't have to deal with it, and they can probably grow much easier and steadily. Since they're being run by corporations too, these influencers can literally post whenever they need to, since there'll always be some dude in a suit in the office to post for them. And think about it. the brand risk that comes from advertising with an artificial intelligence is way smaller than it is from advertising with a normal YouTuber, Instagram star, Twitch creator. You don't need to worry about it getting stressed out and having a mental breakdown. You don't need to worry about the AI breaking laws or being arrested. You don't need to worry about the AI doing anything that would negatively affect your brand since, well, it's a robot. They only exist on the screen. They have no weaknesses. They have no emotions except those that you tell them to have. In a way, they are actually the perfect tool for advertising in the future. It's pretty scary that the world is moving in a direction where soon enough you won't even be able to tell if a person on the other side of the screen is in a real photograph, in a real video, in a real live stream, or if it's all fake. I mean, imagine for a second the kind of reach and influence that Kim Kardashian has. If she endorses some product or idea, it provides legitimacy to that brand or idea. Same goes for popular YouTubers. I mean, we've all seen what kind of cult-like following some huge creators like Jake Paul, for instance, have. As funny as the idea of them being replaced by robots is, Robo Jake Paul, it's actually kind of scary too. Luckily, I think we're a bit far from that future now. There is something just intrinsic to being an online content creator or an influencer, which I kind of hate that term, but there's something intrinsic to that about being able to connect with your audience. Your audience needs to relate to you. People need to be able to relate to you. You see it all the time when a big creator becomes out of touch with their community because their newfound wealth that they've gotten through their community has led to them to lose their audience. For now, I don't think that we're going to have a robot version of Jake Paul or Kim Kardashian because they lack that spark. They lack the ability for an audience to relate to them. I think the following of something like Rozy comes from the novelty of it being an artificial influencer, an artificial intelligence, and not able to form a genuine connection that you see from real people. It just gets the followers because, it's kind of cool. Therefore, I think we might just avoid having a Skynet version of Jake Paul with laser eyes and chainsaws for hands attacking people for not buying the newest line of its merch for at least a couple more years. But be warned, once we open Pandora's box, it'll be hard to put everything back inside. And I mean that literally, because this could be a big problem in the future. You never know. These corporations are always out to make money, and it's a perfect advertising vessel. I do think that the fact that they're fake, people won't follow along with the people who are fake. We've seen this before where there are some influencers out there. There's some people, especially on YouTube, there's one in particular, a particular van life creator that didn't rise organically. I won't name them because I don't want to call them out. I'm just saying that we've seen before corporations trying to push creators that aren't really popular for being creators, but are popular because they're a tool for that corporation. And even then, people can call it out pretty consistently. People can tell already right now, even though these aren't AIs, these are still real people, just real people who are getting unfair advantages from their position. So I do think that people will be able to tell, if something's fake or if it's real, if an influencer's fake or real, Even today, there are fake YouTubers, fake influencers getting called out every single day. And I think that that'll get worse with artificial intelligence in the mix. So I do think that people can actually tell the difference between a real person and a robot, at least for now. They have not yet gotten to the point where we can't distinguish between the two of them. Once the Turing test is out the window though, who knows what'll happen. I will leave you with one thing. When I was in college, I had a professor who's one of the top experts in my country for artificial intelligence. And he told us that we probably don't need to worry about an AI uprising destroying the world. I can't remember why he said that, but I'm pretty sure he said that we don't need to worry about it. So I'm gonna go with that and just say that hopefully it doesn't happen, and hopefully he's right. Because if AI destroys the world, I'm gonna be pretty sad. So let's try not to do that. Let's try to avoid the singularity. And I guess thank you guys so much for watching this video. A little bit rambly towards the end, but nonetheless, thank you for watching. You guys have a good day, and God bless you.